Well, hi there. I'm Fred Brucker, and I'm your instructor for BPT 113, Broadcast Sales. You know, a lot of the classes we offer in BPT are about how to create things or making content available to the public. But we also need to ask the question, how do we make money doing this? Well, in the broadcast world, in large part, our paychecks come from advertising sales revenue. Yep. Those things that many of the public try to avoid by any and all means possible are the primary way that radio and TV stations are able to provide them the very entertainment that they crave. New media follows this model as well, even if folks sit there just waiting to click on that skip ad button after being forced to watch the first 5 seconds of a spot. And even if it's not your desire to be a salesperson, the fact is that in one way or another, you're going to be an important part of the sales process. Even if all you do is create content as a producer or as a personality, your product attracts an audience that advertisers want to reach. And they need to believe that the viewers and listeners will be there to consume your content so that they can also consume the advertising. Plus, if you start working at a smaller station, you'll likely have sales as at least a part of your job, either directly as a salesperson or indirectly as you meet potential advertisers along with sales staff, or provide services to advertisers that do wind up buying airtime. And if you're thinking about moving toward new media, sales becomes even more important to you as you now have to market yourself and convince platforms and advertisers that you can deliver audiences that potential advertisers seek out. Not to mention, because advertising sales does bring in most of the revenue for a station, generally it's the sales representatives that make the most money in the broadcasting world. You know, the Rush Limbaughs and the Howard Sterns notwithstanding. So stick around. This video is going to give you information about our class that you're going to need to get you started this semester. It's also going to tell you how to get started on your first assignments.
If this is your first time taking a class at CCCC, know that there are two major elements that you will need to get very comfortable with: your Cougar Mail email and Blackboard. Both can be accessed by logging on to portal.cccc.edu using a Windows, Mac, or Linux PC. Please note that all communication for this class will be done using these two tools. Log in to the portal using your complete Cougar Mail email address and your password. If you have problems logging in, you can call the IT Help Desk at 919-718-7397. You have an option as well to use a tablet or smartphone for some features of Blackboard. To do so, download the Blackboard app from Google Play or from the Apple App Store. For the purposes of this video, we'll connect to Blackboard using a PC. Once inside Blackboard, click on Courses. At the top of the next page, select the current semester. Then type 113 in the search bar to find our class. You'll then be greeted with an announcements page. This page will have the latest announcements related to our class. Newest announcements will be at the top of the page. Be sure to check here for any late-breaking, important information. On the left side of the page, you'll find a link to the syllabus for this class. The syllabus contains a wealth of information, including ways to contact me, information on the textbook and other required items, grading schemes, the attendance policy, and the tentative course schedule. You'll also see a link that says Start Here. This is where you'll find information to get you started in the class, including your first assignments. Be sure to read through everything in this section, especially in the orientation folder. That is where your first assignments are going to be. Course resources will give you great information on various services that CCCC offers you, as well as technical help and your privacy rights under FERPA. After that, all of the work that you will need to complete for this class will be found in the Course Content section of Blackboard. Course content will be broken up based on chapter. Each chapter will have within it links to download notes and study questions. You have two options to complete your chapter notes. You can read the chapter and fill in the notes as you read. You can also watch or listen in onto a lecture and complete your study notes in that way. The notes are in a fillable PDF format. I strongly suggest downloading the notes to your computer, as some people have had problems completing and saving their work when working within the web browser. These forms were designed to work with Adobe Acrobat Reader. Within Adobe Acrobat Reader, you can fill in the answers right on your PC. As you complete your work, I strongly advise that you save your work as you go. I would save it in a different file name for, something like johnnychapter1.pdf. Then check that your work is indeed being saved. Alternatively, you can also open the PDF in Google Docs and work on it that way, although that method can be a bit clunky. If you prefer, you can print out your notes and write in your answers. If you choose the write-in option, you'll need a way to scan your completed work so that it can be sent back to me. If you don't have a scanner, there are various apps that you can use with your smartphone to take a picture of each page, and the app will turn your pictures into a PDF. One such app is called Genius Scan. It's a free download for both Android and Apple. By the way, these methods will also work with your study questions and with any other PDF assignments. In addition, for each chapter, you'll be required to complete a short survey and attend an online class meeting. It's to your advantage to complete your chapter work before logging on for online class meetings. This will help you to have a basis for the discussions that we'll be having online. Not only that, but there is a flow to your work that will be to your advantage as you complete it. Notes are based on content from each chapter. Study questions are based on your completed notes. And then, quizzes are based on the material from the study questions. During quizzes, you might also encounter bonus questions that come from material discussed during our online class times. There's two ways to connect to our online class times. One way is to go into Blackboard and select Blackboard Collaborate. From there, you'll find a link to a course room. To connect, it's strongly recommended that you use a Windows, Mac, or Linux PC. Chromebook users often find it difficult to participate in the class sessions. Your device will need to have access to a microphone as well. Use of a webcam is optional. The other option for participating in class is to call in on the telephone. You'll find instructions on how to call into a session in the Blackboard course room. Attendance in online class sessions is required for this course. Attendance is also tracked by your completion of assignments for the class. Failure to complete an assignment by the due date will be considered as an absence, and the work will not be accepted unless you communicate with me prior to the assignment being due. If you have difficulties completing your work or attending class sessions, make sure that you call, text, or email me prior to the appointed date and time. My contact information can be found on the syllabus and on the contacts section of Blackboard. And keep in mind, Blackboard offers a calendar to help you stay aware of important due dates. You can integrate this with other calendars you use by scrolling to the bottom of the calendar page and selecting Get External Calendar Link. Taking a class with online elements gives you a lot of flexibility to be able to complete course material at your own pace, but it also means that there's a lot of responsibility on you to stay disciplined and motivated. That can be a challenge, so I've provided for you two ways to try to stay motivated. First, whenever we are not in an online class meeting, you can feel free to use the course room to connect with other students to talk about the things in the class. Another option you have is the Student Coffeehouse. It's a forum you can use to share things with each other or to ask questions. I'll be scrolling through the Coffeehouse regularly to add to any conversations going on and to make sure that everyone is using proper internet etiquette. use these tools as you desire to. One more thing. If you have not already done so, please be sure to sign up for Cougar Alerts. CCCC will call, text, or email you if the school cancels classes or needs to get emergency information to you. Sign up online at www.cccc.edu/Cougar Alerts. Now, here are your first assignments. First, check out the Start Here and the Course Resources sections on Blackboard. You'll also want to download a copy of the syllabus. Review the required items, the grading policy, the attendance policy, and the course schedule. Then, in the Start Here section, click on Orientation and complete all 8 steps. Make sure you pay special attention to steps 4 and 8. These are your required first assignments and must be completed on time in order for you to remain in the course. Finally, begin work on Chapter 1, which is located in Course Content. Finish the notes and the study questions and participate in the chapter survey before our class meeting on this chapter. Please call, text, or email me with any questions. Again, all of this information is available for you on the Blackboard site and on the syllabus. And important links discussed can be found in the description for this video. If I don't talk with you beforehand, I will see you in our first online class meeting.